Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Classie's Cryptosphere. We're going to be talking about some gaming stuff. We currently aren't on our main desk. As you can see here, this is not the Classy desk. This is a heathen. This is the incorrect version of what a desk should be. But Gala, doing very well. We're actually going to be going over an AMA reaction of Classy Crypto, of course, going over this and all. By the way, you want to be on this. You want to definitely be on the Classie's Cryptosphere chat because they say... I'm not going to be the one to say it, it's just rumors here. But if you're one of the first ones to chat on the Classie's Cryptosphere and on our crypto gaming channel, you're just cooler than the rest of the people in the metaverse. So, that's just wild speculation. Speculation runs rampant all over the place nowadays. But with that being said, my name is Classy Crypto, is my gaming channel. Let's go over some of the juicy, very juicy stuff that happened recently. And this is heating up to 2023. People, they're very excited about this stuff. Quite frankly, we've had some pretty exciting times in the sphere. And to my dismay, it feels like just things are going pretty awesome. And so let's go ahead, do a review here pretty quick here. Just big vibes here. We're actually going to pull up the chat on our phone because I can't actually figure out how to put my computer on this. This is an absolute mess of a live stream, but I guess, Classy's Cryptosphere, we do things off the cuff and we do things how they want to get it. So this is Box, this is Bitbender. Bitbender is the president of blockchain at Gala Games. And Box is, she's a big old person in the Gala films, Gala music kind of niche. I'm not 100%. I think she's Gala film more than anything, right? I think that's her thing. So she's Gala film connoisseur. And so let's go over this. We're going to do a live AMA reaction. I actually haven't looked at this, so I literally have no idea what they say, but people are super excited about this. So to say the least, we're going to be going over this. So let's listen to this.
Hey, Mr. Brink, how's it going?
Duh, it's going okay. How are you going? How are you doing? It's been a week. It's been a week, Sarah.
It's been a year, hasn't it? Not just a week. But no.
Dude, it feels like 2022 just ran away from me. Does anybody else feel that? Did we even have a year last year? Did 2022 happen, or are we just gonna forget that even existed? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and ignore that even happened. Best show ever. How you doing, Eddie? You were big vibes here. All right, let's put this on.
I'm gonna play Bad Cop. This evening for me, today for you, morning for some people. Apologies if you're on a time zone like me and it's getting late for you, and we are running a bit late. If you haven't gone into the Gala Games Discord recently, I suggest you do. There's a pretty epic post that's just been...
A pretty epic post, ladies and gentlemen. Spicy. Very spicy. Maybe we should go ahead and check it out. The best Gala channel? Dude, you're a little pog champer. You're going to really... If you like our content now, you're going to like it even more next month. Trust me.
Shared by our CEO and founder, Eric Schirmeyer. And if you aren't that familiar with Eric, this will give you a really good sense of what drives him, what motivates him, and what is really powering the company that is Gala.
So guys, context, Eric is the CEO of Gala Games.
Not just games, but music and film forward. So if you can multitask, maybe go and have a look in there. I'm playing host today because we have a habit at Gala of announcing things and leaking things. And
yes, a lot of leaks from Bitbender. A wonderful person, and we all love Benefactor for what he's done for us lately. So big shout out to Benefactor if he's listening here.
Some of you in the Gold channel particularly will know, over the last couple of weeks, I've tried to encourage this, but it hasn't really worked very well. And there's still been lots of information shared. And what I want to do is ask Jason specifically some of the really hard, difficult questions that have been coming up over and over again. And some of the things that I think you guys are going to want to dig into a little bit more around the document that Eric has just shared in Gala Gold. So that's the plan. Are you ready for this?
These guys are just leaking Gala Gold information. God damn,
Jason, because I'm not sure you totally know the mean side of Bucks.
The mean side of Bucks. I've heard your mom voice. I've heard your mom voice before. But one of the things that I want to really drive home about this document, I really hope everyone takes the time to read it. It is chunky. Okay,
Chunky.
there's some definite chunk to this document. Take some time to read it and really think about what it means. Here at Gala, over the last little bit, we've been focusing much more on communicating what it is that we're doing and why it is that we're doing these things. And sometimes this means that we, communicate things and we end up having to go in a different direction, or, things have to pivot slightly. But we want you guys to be along with us on this ride, because it's all of us working together as a community that makes this work. And so, yeah, with that, Bucks, you feel free to play bad cop. Do as you will. I will sit here. I have, if I get too scared, I'll put my epic hoodie up.
Okay, just so you know, I know some people have been encouraging your merchandise design. I am not one of those people. So whilst
I don't like Bucks immediately. Like, come on, guys. 1 in 10. That Gala hoodie is so sexy. Like, if I could wear that instead of what I'm wearing, dude, I need to ask these Gala people. Like, I need to have this hoodie immediately, because the level of drip on Bitbender right now, immaculate at the moment.
The only there's
very passionate about it.
There's only 3 people who don't like it, and they're all from the UK. And you guys wear tweed jackets with patches on your elbows. That's like the national uniform. So I don't know if I'm going to take any...
low-key, like, Bitbender actually has like a ton of drip. Like, that snapback. Ugh.
Any advice from you?
I need to get new headphones too. Like, that looks nice.
You guys, in terms of fashion. Plus, my glasses are cool.
Your glasses are cool. I will absolutely go with that. Right.
Take it away.
We're going to start. Jason Brink, how on earth can you say things? Okay, let's start a little bit less aggressively.
Okay.
When Buck says she's going to burn something, which we have done several times with Gala tickets, and we've done it in film a few times now, twice, I believe. We do. We burn them and we remove them, and they're gone. So there was a lot of confusion that came about when there were this sort of this big announcement around Gala was going to burn the revenues or the income that was coming, the tokens that were coming over
the Gala
store. It was going to
purchase,
exactly. It was going to do this just for the benefit of the take, because I'm very conscious of that these days. You as a user, player, supporter, holder would burn your Gala token. You are burning your tokens, and in return, you are getting the thing in store that's worth that value, right?
Yep.
However, then there was this term that was delivered to everybody called remint. And everyone went, hang on a cheeky minute. Can you just, in really short form, explain?
Oh, okay. They're trying to get context on. Okay, so there's a bunch of people that were a bit confused about the Gala burns, because when they do their burns off the marketplace, they're not actually burning everything. There's going to be a remit for founders nodes. Founders nodes, trust me, they've really needed these rewards for quite some time. So it's actually a really big deal for people that own founders nodes. So I think he's going to touch base on this right now.
Explain why that wasn't like wrong, and why you're still very positive about the burn mechanic.
Sure. I'm super confident about the burn mechanism. I like the way that it works. It does what it's supposed to do. The use of the term remint was a bad move, but it's one of those situations. It's like one of the examples I used on a stream this last week was, you tell your kid the earth is round, right? But the earth isn't round. It's, an oblate spheroid. It's not actually round. It's just kind of round-ish.
Could I just open?
It's a simplification to make it
easier
for
people to
understand. The problem is that people don't understand burning to begin with, and then to oversimplify that just got really confusing for people. So
for the people that didn't understand it, tell me what a burn is, and tell me what we're doing from the burn mechanic with the token across the store, and why people we believe should be pleased with this, rather than feeling like we're kind of dressing something up that's not actually real.
Sure. So basically what happens, a burn is when you send a token to a burn address from which it is unrecoverable. Okay, so on Ethereum, this is like 0x0000, etc. You know, where it's sent there and it's gone, it's dead. This is what a burn is. Okay, typically when the burn happens, the amount that is burned is decremented from the total supply, and then going from there, the total supply is reduced. Now, people, unfortunately, because of ICOs and things, got to the point where they thought that a burn meant a reduction of the max supply, because with ICOs, you know, you mint the total max amount of tokens at the beginning and then sell whatever and then burn whatever, and then, you know, everything gets reduced. It doesn't actually work that way. What you need in a flowing ecosystem is a way for tokens to be removed from circulation. Now, on the other end of things, there is a daily token emission through the master nodes, or through the founders nodes. The founders nodes emission trickles out over time at a set schedule, okay, up until the total token supply is reached. Now, one of the things that you guys will notice is that if you look at the document that was just released, on one of the pages, I forget which one, it talks about the total amount of Gala that will be released on the current schedule in like 25 years. And in 25 years,
25
and obviously,
years.
you know, we're building something to last, you know, for longer than that is the plan here. In 25 years, that means that if all of the founders nodes were running, they would be getting, you know, something like 0.004 Gala per day, which probably doesn't really work all that well, right? So the plan here is to introduce a mechanism to allow Gala to be removed from circulation through
Gala
usage, and then as that happens, it extends the amount of time that the founders nodes will continue to receive rewards. This does not mean that you burn a token and then poof, the same token pops back up immediately. Doesn't happen that way. What it does though is it stretches that timeline out over a much longer time scale to make the system sustainable in the long run. What you want is you want something that will continuously grow and evolve, and as usage increases, this is good for everybody.
And, I interjected. I love it when I do that.
Good job.
Founders nodes. So this is going to be very good for those people who own founders nodes, but there's something else in the document that we're making a commitment to vote pending. Obviously, there is a governance vote around all this stuff, but we talked about founder nodes a little bit, and there's been, you know, I've seen as well, and I'm probably in the games Discord less than I am in the music and film ones. I do tend to hop around.
We do miss you.
I need to. I do need to come and visit Vox more as well. I do like miss my Vox peeps.
They won't make me green in there. I have zero. Like, I'm just like a normal person in the Vox. You want to be
in the Vox Discord. You need to be orange anyway. To be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of color you need. Anyway, I've noticed in the gold channel that you know, the founders node make these NFTs, give us the ability, if this is a decentralized network, what's the update for those who haven't been able to speed read the document or multitask? What's the update for 2023 regarding founders nodes? You've just talked about obviously the burn mechanic, and that's going to potentially extend their life based on the usage of the platform, of course. Give us some info about what's going to a node, founder node vote over the coming quarter.
There's two things that are going to happen. Huge. Okay, and I'm going to talk about the first one, which seems unrelated to your question, but is important. The first thing is that town nodes.
Basically, you're ignoring my question.
No,
you're going to answer your own question.
That's
what you've just done.
Sarah, I swear to God. Basically, you're watching me. She's using the mom voice, guys.
Act like I'm not here. It's fine. You talk about whatever you want.
People are like, why don't you leak? Because if I leak, this happens. It's scary. Okay, so the first thing that happens is that town nodes are going to be turned into NFTs. Okay, this will.
Hey, yo! Town nodes turning into NFTs. Really interesting. I wonder, what do you guys think the floor price for that's going to be? I mean, it's definitely not going to be where it was before. I feel like a lot of like the nodes are going to go down in price at some point. The only one I feel like can really like hold its value is probably going to be like like Last Expedition or something like that. If not enough people buy it, then it's going to have a pretty like low supply. You know that the Spider Tanks nodes actually have a pretty low supply too, I think. I don't think that many people bought them.
will mean that you will be able to run a town node based on having that NFT. Now, there will be additional functionality. Don't want to get into it right now. Don't want to cause any sort of
additional functionality. So something else to look forward to.
Any sort of problems for the Townstar team by getting ahead of ourselves, but there's some really awesome utility that is planned there.
Cool.
But the first thing is that they will be NFTs. Now, turning them into NFTs so that everybody sees how that works and is able to understand the experience, understand what it's like to have an NFT that is a node, all of that is a necessary piece to lay the groundwork for the governance vote about whether or not people would like this done with founders nodes. Now, I personally want this to happen with the founders nodes, but it will be up to the entire node network at the end of the day. Because they will be able to look at it, decide whether or not this is in their best interest, and we'll be able to then decide whether or not they'd like to do this.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then it makes it possible for you to do whatever you want with your founders node. You can give it to someone, you can sell it to someone, you can take it out and put it on OpenSea. You do whatever you want with it. It will be yours. And that is something that I feel is important to my long-term ambition to make this a fully decentralized ecosystem at the end of the day.
That's good.
And I think that's where we're all going with this.
I hope so.
Something I think people don't realize is when Gala first launched, I'd presume that there were a bunch of whales that bought in early on with nodes. So I'm sure that once these turn into NFTs, that a bunch of these whales are going to offload into more people, and that just makes Gala games in general as a blockchain more decentralized, which I think is cool. I bet they're sleeping. Fucking everybody's sleeping right now. It's 12:17. It's all right though. We're chilling. We got 60 people in here.
You just mentioned Townstar. There's been so much news coming out from the Townstar team, and
yes.
I think
yo, put 2 in the chat if you play Townstar, like 100% on God, and then put 1 if you wouldn't play Townstar. Like, be honest though, like, would you actually play Townstar?
We've seen such a massive change with Mark.
Okay, and I'll give context. Like, if you could earn like $2 a day or something, like $2 to $8 a day playing Townstar, would you actually play it for 2 to 4 hours a day?
Of taking the reins of that,
yes.
And I also, what's the balance there with, and what's happening with Townstar should absolutely be, that's Townstar's business to share and their
yes.
roadmap and their
I like that. I like
that's so important that Mark is taking the driving seat of all that stuff. Of course
yeah.
it is. A little bit of a loaded question. We talk in
I'm kind of a 0-2, not gonna lie.
The document about our move into mobile. And, somebody like Mark and what he's done previously with Farmville, some of the other games he's produced, what he's already sort of the moves he's making with Townstar. How does that work? So you've got a title like Townstar, which is live, and I believe earnings are coming back on for it. There's some big plans there and big updates coming.
Very much
How
so.
do we then take an individual like that and stretch them across
100%? So Jay is saying he has a Townstar node. I'll be honest with you. I could see myself on streams playing Townstar while I'm in queue for other games. I wouldn't say Townstar is a main game to play, but I'd say like it's definitely something if you want to kill time. It's not bad, especially with the revamps that are coming for Townstar. It's actually not as bad as people are making it out to be. And once it goes mobile, like Viral saying here, mobile Townstar is actually going to explode. Like it's a good game, and it's going to be even better once they do their revamp and put that thing on mobile. Like, it needs to be on mobile. Oh, and make it instead of just being like client side, server side. Oh my God, is that a big update for Townstar? So you don't have to have the game running literally 24/7, or else you just lose every competition.
Titles and more games.
Dude,
I know that
mobile's gonna be huge. I'll teach my mother to play it. I mean, your mom can play like all the mastery games too. Mastery games are pretty easy, like Meow Match and what is that other one? Dragon Strike. I played them a little bit. They're actually pretty good. And I'm sure that Gala Games is probably gonna acquire more mobile gaming titles at some point. Like, it only makes sense. So I mean, we'll see what ends up going on there. If they could acquire something like Theta Arena, sexy. I love Theta Arena. But the problem with Theta Arena is their economy is literally a rug. Like, it literally just rugged. So if they could make Theta Arena with an actually half decent economy, it would blow up 150%.
always worries people of like, are you doing too much? Are we going to lose him from this title because he's now like, so in your opinion, where's that going? The future of Town and how that connects into the mobile strategy that him and John are sort of really running at.
Well, the future of Town, I think, is a different thing. Town Star and Town are two different
Town is
things.
getting executed.
We have announced
well,
that
they are, but we know about Town. Like, forgive me. Talk about Town Star. We'll get to Town later. Talk about like the game.
So Town Star,
because talking about mobile.
The first thing that I want to say is that it is an absolute...
Dude, making a game like RuneScape would be fire. I think they're trying to make Miranda's kind of like a 3D RuneScape. That's a really cool idea. I mean, if they could make like a grand exchange and a solid ecosystem with an auction house, that's killer. Because people are essentially doing... They're literally just doing crypto in illegal black markets on RuneScape. Like, let's be honest. Like, people are doing gold selling. People are doing bots and all these different things. They're essentially doing what Web3 would be doing legally, illegally. So, it'd be quite interesting to see an MMO with decent longevity on the cryptocurrency space in the future for sure. Get people for 30 years plus, 100%. I mean, that's the goal, right? With all these IPs, to build them up over time. You need a good feedback loop, though. I think that's something that Gala Games in general is trying to work on. Like Town Star, you need a better feedback loop than having to have the game on constantly to get an NFT, right? Like there has to be different things, like different events. They're doing the beauty thing. They're going to have shadows that affect different parts of your town. Like there's a lot of like very like small quality of life upgrades that heighten retention a metric load. Like Spider Tanks, for example, could use events, tournaments, like battle passes, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's a no-brainer in the mobile genre. So like they do that, and I feel like Gala's in a way better spot for sure.
Absolute privilege working with Mark. It is really, really cool to see him be
better than they're already at, right?
Able to turn his mind towards taking Townstar and growing it into something that is massive. And he's amazing. He absolutely knows what he's doing in this regard. And so it's a privilege to work with him and to watch this take place. So that's the first thing. And so I think that as time goes on, the other thing that I've in fact, let me rewind a little bit. The other thing that I've realized about working with Mark is that Mark has the ability to contribute to just about anything that you put to him. He asks insightful questions. He has this little book that he carries around that he writes absolutely everything in. And then he goes and he thinks about it. And, a few days later, you will have forgotten you asked him about it. And he'll come back and he'll give you like a 3-paragraph write-up of, detailed explanations of whatever it is that you were asking. It's really remarkable because he's very deliberate about this, which I think is really cool. It's a huge strength. So I think that one of the most interesting things that he will be able to contribute, especially as we take, this portfolio of games, which we're in the process of onboarding for member, and being able to have, experts like John and like
JL,
Mark
they're making it server
really
side
dig
Townstar.
Into them. Of course,
it's going to be a big
under the
upgrade.
Leadership of Eric, who there's a lot of not many people are in meetings with Eric when he is really dialed into whatever the topic is. I was in a meeting with him with the Townstar team this morning, and it reminds me one of the reasons why I love working
Amazon's
with him,
awesome
because he absolutely can drill into things and get to the bottom of it and come up with a really interesting response. So I think with this sort of superstar team, looking at games like Meow Match and Dragon Strike,
he's touching base on like Meow Match and Dragon Strike. He also kind of noted, it was low key, he didn't actually say it, but he did say that if you smash the like button on this live stream in specific, it gets out to more people, so more people can see this Gala Games AMA reaction, and so more people learn about Gala Games, and then people just become a little bit happier because it's a major announcement. So of course, not financial advice, but hitting the like button does tend to make things a little bit better with 60 plus people on here. I think our all-time high was 80 people, so we're at 65 right now. So hey, we might go ahead and break that. I guess that's just something we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and keep going. Thanks guys for the support. Let's keep going here.
It's going to be absolutely epic to watch them grow and evolve as these teams themselves grow and evolve as well.
And we've saved so much development time, right? Because, you know,
Oh my
we
God,
had a
yes.
debate about how many games do we quote as live in the document. But, you know,
Right.
if you do include the portfolio that we've acquired at the same time, that, you know, those games are
It's a lot.
live.
It's a
Yes,
lot. Yeah.
they're not integrated with our platform yet, but they are live. You can go and play them, right? So
Well,
that's a really
they're
big
not
move.
integrated. We'll put it this way. Part of this document that was just released shows how they can be more integrated than one might think.
Yes, I was just about to get there. Jason.
Oh, sorry, right. Mom. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Don't give me the mum thing. That'll get you in trouble for sure, for sure. Right. Next topic. We've just talked about mobile. We've just talked about Townstar and the fact that there's some huge updates coming. And, you know, as with all of our games, those games teams will share it with you. The roadmaps, the leaks, the updates, the reason and rationale and their development.
I love how they keep saying they're leaks, but they're literally just updates. I like the leak narrative, though. Like, it's great for a YouTube thumbnail.
Timelines, of course, as well. But we did hit on mobile. We talked about the Ember portfolio. We are a massively friction-laid ecosystem, just the blockchain space in general, plus game on the blockchain. All these things that you have to do. It's not really for casual players. It's not really for mobile players right now. All of those things are fast, convenient, easy. You don't have to think. You can just jump in. How on earth, loaded question alert, are we going to get the billions of people that like to play mobile games even having the patience to try and go through some of the sign-up process or login process that is required to interact with our ecosystem? Did Gala have, does Gala have, better English, a plan around that, for example?
So
please explain.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good, because if you said no, this would have been awkward.
Like, oh, okay. So
no, don't.
Absolutely critical thing here is that one of the reasons that blockchain has such...
Yo, I'm already imagining the cringe that would have happened if just like, well, you know, like it's like we kind of want to do something, we don't know what we're doing. I'm already feeling it.
Poor adoption for normal average gamers. There's really two. PC gamers are very hard to onboard. I've talked about this a lot. We've talked about this a lot. And the reason that we were focusing on PC gamers originally was because mobile gaming was inaccessible for the most part because of the various app stores, requirements. So with that relaxing to a certain point, basically we are able to, begin focusing on mobile. And this is where, we Meow Match and Dragon Strike and things like that come into this. But then the question is like, okay, well, how do you take a Web 2 game and bring a Web 3 ecosystem to it? Okay. And how do you basically, smooth the onboarding for users? Because if you start with blockchain onboarding right off the bat, where you have create a wallet and you have to do all of these things, it's super scary for people. It's very scary.
Dude, it's been pumping for like the past month.
So what we do instead,
I just want to play a game, right? Like, I don't want to give you my inside leg measurement. I just want to go and play a game because I'm on a tube train on my way home. Like it's not, I don't want to give you that commitment.
This is a hashtag blockchain pro tip for you, Sarah. If they're asking for your inside leg measurement, that's not a blockchain.
Okay, got it.
Just to be clear. So,
I might get a nice outfit though.
You could get a nice outfit. Sure. We'll go with that. So basically the problem is that the cost of somebody going through the blockchain onboarding is too high for them to go through without actually caring about the game. Now, if you download a brand new game and you want to go play it, you want to play now. You don't want to go through a 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute 10
facts. It is way too hard to get into some of these crypto games. Like you need to download an APK. Then once you download the APK, you got to make sure that you get an access code. And then once you get the access code after going after 15 NFT raffles, you get lucky enough to get in and you earn absolutely nothing. But you would have earned something if you'd connected your wallet before this specific time period. And then they have a tournament. Way too complicated most of the time. Like, geez, like, relax. Oh my god, I have to deal with this like every other day, so it's just like night and day, guys, night and day.
10-minute disaster of, you know, onboarding process. So what we do, okay, is by using gems, okay, which are created via the burn of Gala.
Gems.
They're database backed, non-transferable Web 2 premium currencies in game. You can make it so that somebody can come in, play a game right.
So we have a comment from Lazo saying Tencent's worth like $500 billion. And this is an interesting conversation because I had it on a video recently. And it was like, it was talking with I think KG Jen or something like that. He's like another Web3 content creator. And he was going off like, oh, you know, if a token hits $50 billion in market cap, like, oh, you should probably get away because it's obviously not same valuation of Activision. But something people sleep on often is liquidity. I mean, tokens aren't actually worth as much as they are quoted to be at. It's just kind of like that's where the market meets. So it's going to be really interesting seeing valuations next bull market for sure.
Spend $2 to, you know, buy a consumable in that game, put it on their credit card, and have that impact the ecosystem overall. So we basically shortcut the step. The onboarding step to allow Web 2 users to engage in a Web 3 ecosystem without the pain of onboarding up until they get to the point where they actually want to.
I like that. So Bitbender's pretty much saying you download a game, like for example, you download Meal Match, right? And then you're just playing the game all willy-nilly. And then if you just feel like one day you want to interact with the blockchain and you want to figure all that stuff out, go for it, right? Hopefully they make it easy by then, right? And then, you know, that's good for us. But the gems, the Web 2 thing, that's just like if you want to deal with the Web 2 part only, you get to be there and Gala gets to benefit from it either way. So I really like this model that Gala's going down. Obviously, there needs to be more quality of life upgrades on, you know, user onboarding needs to be a billion times easier. But I 100% agree with what Bitbender's going here. Some people will argue that, you know, you need to start immediately the second people download a game. You need to go like, okay, this is your seed phrase and this is this and that. I think like I just want to log into your game, play your game, and then if I feel like dealing with it later, that's cool. I actually looked at this this video, and it was kind of a docu-series on Pokemon. I already forgot what Pokemon game it was. It was like some gacha game, right? Where you spent money and then you got stronger Pokemon, right? I don't understand what the name of it is or the goal of it or whatever it is. But in general, there is this predatory tactic when you get into these games for the first time. You'll notice this on every mobile game. There is a beginner's package or a starter pack that's 99 cents. The goal of that game is to get you to buy that so that your mentality goes from, I'm not going to spend any money on games like this one, to, okay, you know what, I'm open to spending money. You become a consumer at that point. So you get a really good deal, and then after that, you kind of get screwed over. So it's really interesting to see where the direction of games like Gala are going. Excuse me, publishers and studios, etc., and companies like Gala are going, in the sense that, like, I have no idea if it's going to be as predatory as a mobile game traditionally, and I'm pretty sure that they would actually end up grossing more if their games end up being successful because of transaction fees. Like, if you go to OpenSea, which is like a marketplace for Web3, and you go on to Spider Tanks, which is, you know, one of the games they're working with game media, etc., then they take, I think, 12.5% of each purchase or each sale, right? So they're making quite a bit if people actually end up going through these ecosystems and interacting with them. And I think personally, that model probably makes you more money and also is more friendly to the average consumer that literally just wants to play these games and not have to worry about all these weird predatory tactics of like, oh, you get the starter pack and then you have all these different packs popping up out of nowhere. So I'm interested in seeing like the fusion model for that. Garrison saying Dragon Strike does that to me. Yeah, because Garrison, that's a traditional Web 2 game. That's how they operate, right? That's how they keep getting people to spend money. but I'm really interested to see, like, a year or 2 years from now, how the end-all be-all Web3 model ends up being. You know, whether or not you just log into the games and then you don't have to worry about all those packs. For example, a good one, I understand that the economy is garbage, but Theta Arena, like, you log into the game and it's not just throwing things at you, right? It's not throwing all these microtransactions at you. You're just playing the game. And if you want to buy the NFTs on the secondary marketplace, you can do that, right? And they made a ton of money off that. So if you could make a model like that sustainable, I feel like that's the next generation. That's like the grandiose vision of where these companies should be heading. And I really support that. I feel very passionate on that. I know a lot of people that have spent a ridiculous amount of money on games to the point where they become vulnerable. Like, their bank accounts become vulnerable, right? They become vulnerable to go, like, homeless. So if they could have the opportunity to, you know, go into a game, not immediately be bombarded with a billion different things, and just be able to have a good time and, you know, maybe go ahead and play it for a while and sell something to someone else that's passionate about the game, that to me is a future that I'm willing to fight for. And that's a big reason why we cover content on Gala Games here, because this to me, like, it makes a lot of sense. So it's a big deal. And, you know, like the Amazon news getting into blockchain gaming, it's awesome, right? But there's a reason that Gala is outperforming all of its competitors, and the reason is because Gala knows what it needs to do. Mobile gaming is very important, and I think people can see that.
We can have an in-game first-time user experience that walks them through becoming part of the blockchain. Then, you know, once you've been playing for a month, you're in the game and you care and you're willing to go through these extra steps. So by pushing that
to get
back
your
further,
stuff, right? You want your
Exactly.
stuff at that point because it's yours. Yeah. So
Exactly.
you're it's a redeem mechanic rather than a sign up mechanic, which is so much more important, right? Good.
So, yeah, that's
this is feeling like we're getting pacey, Jason. We need to keep going.
We got it.
They're getting banned, dude. Listen, we all get heated sometimes. Trust me. I played League of Legends. I love the game. I hate the game. Sometimes I want to throw my computer against the wall. It is what it is, dude. Just you gotta keep moving forward.
Got this.
Okay, so the first section of the strategy doc, and I will say, because it's really important that, guys, there is a disclaimer on the front of it, which is, you know, this is subject to change. We very rarely, and we haven't in the past, we haven't done white papers, we haven't shared big roadmaps, we haven't really disclosed things because we don't want it coming back and being, but you said, but we thought. This space, you know, particularly a couple of years ago, it was so new, and so, you know, we're moving into
really
uncharted territory. We don't know all of the answers. We're finding them out as we go. So please, when you read this, it says it on the front cover. We've written this in good faith to share with the community some of the things that we know everybody has been asking and wondering about, and to demonstrate that, you know, we have a whole host of things going on that you haven't been aware of, that we feel that it's nice to give you a little, even if it's just a broad overview about, to give you a sense of our direction. So as part of games, we did
If Apple and Amazon launch their own blockchain games, there won't be any competition. Well, I mean, I think it's the time crunch, right? I mean, well, you know what? No, that's not true. Because New World from Amazon launched. It was pretty crazy MMORPG. Looked beautiful. No one liked it. People quit after a month. And that was a massive undertaking. So just because Amazon gets into blockchain gaming doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to succeed if a boomer ends up coding everything.
On film and music and Vox as well. I did I did disclose the launch date of music in that, rather than Q1, so it has an actual date attached. I'm not going to say it because if you haven't read the document, you're now going to have to go and read the document to find out what the date is. Mean but fun. We disclosed and gave you a little bit more about our partners for film. And yes, we are working with Mark Wahlberg's company and The Rock's company.
That's pretty cool.
That wasn't false information. That is in fact true. We're working with lots of other production companies too, who have got some incredible...
You're becoming a Meow Match addict. I'm going to be honest. I played way too many Mastery games back in the day. If I wasn't doing YouTube full time, I'd probably be playing Meow Match right now. Like, let's be honest.
Stuff coming up. So really excited for film and music, and there's some lovely updates about Vox in there. I think that content and information is relatively straightforward. So it's not that they're less
indie games have massive success.
It's
Yeah,
that
some of them
I
do.
think,
Most of them fail,
when
but
you read the document,
if you just spam out enough indie games, eventually one will succeed. Like, that's literally like the model for most of these people. Yeah, a ton of these indie games fail. One of them succeeds, you get your ROI. Big old speculation.
If you've got questions, jump in the Discords. We'll have chats with you, no problem. But I do want to sort of move into, I think, a bit more around some of the tokenomic stuff. We've talked about the burn and mint, but some of the other things that are happening on a platform level. We've mentioned in some updates to what's happening with Giri and some of the platform features. Jason, did you want to sort of talk through some of those and why we've prioritized them the way we have as well?
Sure. So there's a lot coming in terms of Giri, which I mean, I wish. Can we
leak it?
She won't let me, guys. I'm trying. Okay. Because it's so much cooler than Gyri. Okay. Anyway,
Gyri's pretty cool.
There's a lot coming.
It's like gyro, right? I love gyros.
Okay, and there's a few different things here that are really important for people to note. The first is that we are continuing to push forward with building this out so that other people can build on it. Okay,
this isn't on a leash. Yo, Spags, you just got baited over there.
Something that we want to have just for ourselves. Okay, other people need to be able to build on it, and other entities outside of us and having nothing to do with us need to be able to come in and get involved. And so one of the things that we're working on is onboarding documentation for outside.
Yo, you could like imagine the conversations in the background between these two people. Like, yo, she probably gets so mad over these guys leaking constantly. It's what it needs to be though. Like, what's Gala without leaks? It's just boring. You need leaks. They're so fun.
Outside developers, advancing the cause of decentralization here, and this is where it was Ice Pickle was talking in the Gala chat. We want the nodes to have a significant governance role in all of this. That's cool. Okay, so while Giri, I'm having to check myself really hard. It just like
keep
it's
checking
really,
yourself, Frank. Okay, it's worth it.
As Giri is a blockchain, but at the same time, the nodes are not yet NFTs. We are still part of that ecosystem. Once the nodes become NFTs, it becomes easier to push things out to make things more truly permissionless at the end of the day. Because Giri is based on it's a modified version of Hyperledger Fabric. Hyperledger Fabric was designed to be an enterprise grade solution, which means this is what a lot of Mark, I'm on a live stream, man. You can't huddle me right now. Come on. Someone ping Mark and send him the YouTube link. So basically, advancing all of this is very much what we want to do, and pushing towards increased decentralization, adding in other platform features like where I believe we're calling it Gala Friends for the time being.
Gala Friends? Yo, what's that?
Social components, adding in an external event listener so that we can track.
Okay, hot take. Bit better. You got to change that, bro. Gala Friends. Yo, we can become friends, but we are not friends. We are enemies in game. The second I see you on the Rift, I'm going to be spamming some blades at you. So I'd say Gala Social makes more sense than Gala Friends. It's way too friendly for the average PC gamer.
We can track a bunch of...
Have you ever been like in a League of Legends game and then you beat the enemy team, but the enemy team guy got so mad because he just lost his promos, he adds you and he says some... I would say they're the kindest words. I mean, they're definitely not stream friendly. So I think that's a necessary component of gaming, though. I mean, if you don't trash talk in games, you're not playing games properly. You really aren't.
Different things that happen that all benefit the ecosystem to grant awards in game and on platform for various things. The node bonus pool, Chewbacca has delivered a document which has been given to the node team. They're looking at going into the feasibility of each piece of that. He kindly, along with Old Man Smithers, took the time to put all of that together into something so that they can work with that. There's a governance vote coming up on that.
Pause.
And okay, sorry.
This is good. No, don't be sorry. It's good. So there's a whole host of
literally keep it on a leash, dude.
And I would say sort of almost evolutionary activity going on across, easy for me to say, the Gala network.
Gala gamers, don't do that, Michael. That's not it.
Something we want everyone to take away. Really, as we move into 2023, we're 3 weeks into the new year, just over. Is that this is time for Gala to grow up? It's the first time we've done a proper paper. It's the first time that some of these things haven't been disclosed to the community, and I think where we and I know we've had this conversation, Jace, a few times it is a really difficult balance between not being a company of the old world where everything was kept behind, everything was a marketing campaign or a sales thing, and it was all so perfectly defined and done by the time you saw it. You didn't really feel part of it at all, and you didn't know if it was real. And then but the downside of I guess our approach is, I'll have a great day or I'll have a bad day and I'll jump into Discord, and what happens happens. And it's not always ideal, and I guess we have to balance that, don't we, between growing up and being a company that other companies want to work with. And I think one of the things I've been talking to Benny about,
I feel like that's kind of a brand risk, right? Like being so active to the point where you're just saying Gala Gold, good morning fam, and just having conversations with people every single day, no matter what, and no matter how people are feeling. That's not something people usually do. Like I played a lot of Web 2 games and regular games, and they do not care. They just want to push whatever update they want to get out there, just put some balance change and just suck it up. But Gala actually listens. They definitely do take more care for their customers than, I would say, the regular gaming company.
Or Eric, for those of you not in Discord, a lot recently is partnerships and really getting into those sort of big, really mass market brands and partners that can take Gala to the next level. And to do that, obviously, we have to be a certain quality.
Okay.
You actually have soaring going on in the background. There's somebody with a power saw or something. I think Jason has now muted, which is great fun because we can literally, I can say anything I want and we can talk about whatever we like. I am going to draw this to a bit of a close. Just because I think...
Bit Better wants to go for like 3 more hours here. Just go and leak and everything.
I think it's probably a good idea for the community to digest what we've shared, to look at the announcement in Discord, to come back with questions. Our hope is that by giving you such a extensive
I love this balance,
is that actually there shouldn't be many questions, because if we haven't given
Bucks is now Gala Mom
you the answers, quite frankly, it's because we either don't want to because we're not ready to, or we don't have them yet, and we're not going to give you an answer to something that we don't know, because that would obviously be quite irresponsible of us. Jason, is there anything else that you want to touch on or talk about aside from DIY that you think, while we've got the community here, that you sort of want to mention beyond? I think we've talked about Giri and those updates, game integrations, huge amounts going on there, music and film going on to Giri, bye Ethereum. That's pretty exciting.
That's cool.
Gala's being the gas token for those. Film and music have their own tokens. You all know that. Nodes going live, Q1 for music, Q2 for film. We've got Last Expedition, I think, the player nodes happening as well. We've got town node refinements. Jason, can you unmute yet? Help me out.
I can unmute. You're just going to have to listen to a saw in the background. I've asked that it be silenced, but we'll see if that actually happens. But yeah,
go on. You do the closing bit, Jace.
Basically, the main thing that I want you guys to get out of this is there is tons of information in the document. There are definitely going to be questions that people have.
I want to go through this document. I haven't gone through it.
I wish that we could produce a document that was perfect and nobody would ever ask any questions about. That is not possible, just because, you know, at the very least, even you have language difficulties and things like that. So I know that as this document is translated and propagated, there will definitely be questions. There will probably be misunderstandings. There will be things that we have to correct, things that we have to really zero in on. And
my grind, yo, we don't end. We out here.
But they have a document.
Yo, leave a like for the grind.
Have a document.
Be happy.
Subject. It is.
We're sharing some more.
To be very clear, it is subject to change. There may be things that have to be tweaked as we move forward.
Dude, I don't even have a table. This is don't tell my girlfriend, but this is my girlfriend's table.
It's the bones of it are there, and we want all of us as a community to move forward with this together. And we are delighted to be here to be part of this with you. And thank you guys so much.
And
cool.
Thank you, Jason. I'm sorry that I used my mum voice on you a few times, but
no one's talking about Gala movies and music. So Ahmed, my perspective on that, I like games more. Okay, I'm gonna be 100% straight shooter here. Games have dominated the 21st century. They've taken over grossing by a large margin. I mean, it's not even close. Being a human at this point embodies being a gamer. I'm 100% serious here. Most people at this point have played a game. I don't know if I can say the same for the other two. I guess I could. But I know for a fact that games make a lot more than films and music do. Of course, there's a case-by-case basis. I'm not going to compare Avatar to like an indie game, right? That's obviously going to have two very distinct revenue numbers. But definitely, like, games have taken over in the sphere. Grind 25% as hard as you do in 2023, dude. I don't know about you, but that's gonna be a tough one to beat with where we're going next week. I'm excited to go to Web3 Gamer. By the way, Web3 Gamer it's an event in Miami. I'm gonna be going. I think I'm presenting there, so that's gonna be pretty cool. The Gala boys are actually heading over there too, so I'm gonna meet them. It's actually gonna be the first time that I meet any Gala representative in real life, so it's actually a very exciting time for me. We've essentially been, I don't think people understand. I want to talk for a little bit. I don't think people understand how we started. And, you know, our beginnings were off of Axie Infinity. Like, 100% honest here. We came from Axie Infinity. And why is this so dark? Oh my God, that's just not okay. Anyway, so we started off Axie Infinity. We lost passion in crypto gaming, made our crypto DeFi channel. You know, that's still running to this day. And we came back after Spider Tanks. Spider Tanks legitimately restored my faith in crypto gaming. So we actually started uploading on this channel again because of Gala Games. And Gala plays a much deeper role in my philosophy for crypto gaming than people really realize. It's a lot more than just like Wind Moon and you know, this game is cool and this and that. It really ties down to this is my reason, right? This is my why. Why do I cover crypto gaming? And it really comes down to Gala Games. If there were a world where Gala Games just capitulated and there was no Gala Games left, I don't think I would be making videos on this channel. I just don't see the same passion in some of these other projects. And that's an issue I think we're going to have to solve in 2023 as more of these games come out. But it's just like, it's tough, man. It's tough. After I gave you an Ice Poker wearable, it was fun, but I stopped playing after like 3 to 4 days. You know what I mean? Like, the game's fun. I'm not going to play poker every day. It's not going to be something where I'm like obsessively playing. I don't even think I cashed out those Ice tokens. I'm pretty sure I still have those if you want those, by the way, because I never cashed them out. But like, this is why I'm in crypto gaming. This is why I decide at, 1 in the morning to hop on this live stream after my table's not even really done. We're hopping out here because there needs to be someone to make this content. There needs to be someone that has genuine passion, like genuine passion in a project or in just the future of something, and a visionary, right? A real visionary. And I think, like, dude, we're doing it. We're doing it here. Let me actually go ahead and hop on over here. Let's go back here, boys. I actually want to go to the global announcements here and kind of just super quickly go over this because I didn't actually read this at all. So something remarkable is happening, something really special and groundbreaking. If you know me, you'd know that I don't often use these words to describe anything, but when you take a look at this document, I think you'll agree. So let's go over the Gala.com strategy for 2023. This is their presentation. Apparently it's really PogChamp. So entertainment at scale. All right. This document has been created and published in good faith. Cool. Many additions, advancements, and opportunities lie in wait for Gala. This is an entire video. Oh my God, it's 43 pages long. Yeah, I don't see us going over this on this live stream. That's a lot. Wow. That's a really big one. I'm going to have to condense this into a video, aren't I? I think I'm going to have a lot of reading to do tomorrow. At the time of writing, Gala has 5 live games. Townstar, Spider Tank, Superior. Superior is pretty bomb. I'll say I got a little bit bored of Superior, but it's really going to be a lot of fun when they add more content to it, for sure. 12 more games set to in 2023. 12 games. 26 cross-platform or mobile titles. 5 AAA game titles. Oh, that is sexy. You'll have a lot of content for my channel. Is it that crazy? Oh my God. What is this? With 22 game genres covered, 4X action. Oh my, there's so much. There's too much. With many names to note, in 2023, Gala plans on continued support. Many independent studios. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to do this on this live stream. Like, this is absurd. Their move to mobile. For too long, mobile gamers have poured their hard-earned money into free-to-play games that are in reality pay to not own, pay to suffer. That's what mobile gaming is right now. You pay to suffer. You pay for an advantage over someone else, and then someone else pays more than you, and then you just feel sad, and then you have to spend more money, and then you just lose all your money. That's how it usually goes in mobile gaming. Let's be honest. That time has come to an end, and Gala Games wants to lead the charge for a player's right to digital asset ownership while maintaining the high level of quality 2.8 billion players expect. Oh boy. 2023 Gala is seeking to tie the creation of an in-game premium currencies to the burn of Gala tokens. The working name for this in-game premium currency will be gems. Ooh, so that's the gems that we're talking about. In-game premium currencies are well understood and used in Web 2 mobile games. Yeah, this is a lot of content. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't see us doing this right now, but it's a Gala gamer moment for sure. I'm sure that Miranda's will be one of the biggest hits, if not the biggest. I don't know what's okay. Very hot take here. I don't think Miranda's is going to be the biggest one. I don't see Miranda's being the biggest mobile title. I don't even think it's going to be a mobile title. It's going to be a PC title. And I just feel, I have a very strong feeling that one of these mobile games are going to hit, and they're going to have millions upon millions of daily active users. People, you are understating the level of a magnitude that a mobile game can scale. I have spoken to many gaming studios as a crypto gaming content creator, and trust me, I've seen some of those pitch decks, and I've seen some of the times where they go over the amount of downloads that they have on their applications in Web 2, and it is absurd how many people are downloading these games. So when the floodgates open and people start playing these Web 3 games, which it's opening, as you can see with Meow Match, right? It is something you do not want to let go. It's gonna be, man. It's really gonna be these mobile games that get it done. It's gonna be it. It's like have you guys seen Pokemon Go? I mean, Pokemon Go in 2016, it was all the rage. To this day, I know channels that get tens of millions of views every single month. Pokemon's IP is massive, and Pokemon Go was a big reason for that, and it still is to this day. A lot of people play it. So if you make a solid mobile game, you can have players for decades to come. If you have a solid feedback loop, if you keep making updates, if you keep changing things and making it exciting. Mobile games bring the best revenues. They do. They really do bring the best revenues. Like it's a really solid industry to be in if you can establish yourself. If you cannot establish yourself, which Gala has an actual advantage here because they have a lot of money and they have a lot of different partners, well, you're looking a lot better than some random indie company that needs to raise money and it has all these different VCs and a million different problems, right? We are fortunate to not have that problem, which is, it's a godsend for us. It really is a big help for us. Genshin Impact is a great example. Yeah, Genshin Impact was massive. No, it still is massive. Excuse me. I'm sorry. For the anime gacha game community, Genshin Impact is still huge. And I expect that to pertain for minimum 5 to 10 years. Genshin Impact will continue to update. It's going to continue to innovate. And it's just, once you establish yourself, you kill it. It's just how it works. 1 is share updates, 2 is conquer mobile, 3 is protect utility, and then 4 is be visible. This covers not just the release of the game improvements and new titles, but also refers to a greater degree of communication and visibility for the games that Gala's going to roll out. That's cool. I like updates, you know. I don't think we can complain about that. In 2023, roadmaps for every title launching on the Gala Games platform will be made publicly available, and updates on their progress. That's good. I like that. I like updates. That's always something that as a content creator I'm for. Signaled by the acquisition of Ember Entertainment, Gala Games is seeking to attract some of the 3 billion people that play mobile games. Awesome. Leading the charge is Gala CEO Eric. Is it Schirmeyer? I think it is Schirmeyer. Founder of Zynga. I think he's a co-founder of Zynga. Mark Skaggs, creator of Farmville, and John Oswald, former head of mobile product at EA. They really killed it with that roster. Like, you really couldn't have gotten better talent for that. You really couldn't have gotten better talent. 2023 brings with it a change in tokenomics at Gala. Following a strategy review, the company has taken the decision that all games shall use Gala. That's cool. Obviously, there's utility tokens as well. Yeah. Connected to Gala's move into mobile, allocating funds to user acquisition. That's good. I like that. The 1 million spend has already been committed for spider tanks. Awesome. To help increase the number of daily active users. Yeah. There was the last thing I'll go ahead and talk about before I go, because this document's too long. I'm sorry. Is going to be spider tanks. They had an update recently. It's something I play all the time. In fact, I bought like 6 parts for my spider tank recently. They are ready. Like, they just pushed an update to nerf the really expensive tanks and then buff the cheap tanks, so people can actually a lot more easily interact with our ecosystem. And if you're a brand new player, you make more off of the pilot program. It's 30% more right now, and the pool's still there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this ends up playing out. But I definitely see Gala Games being ready for this. Zynga was bought by Rockstar for $12 billion. Yeah, and I think they're still growing. You need to read one more page. Okay, we'll read one more page. Maybe I'm missing something. Townstar in town. As with all Gala titles, Townstar will provide its own details around game plans. That's cool. I like that. So what's the Q1 looking like for Townstar? Townstar Godot is coming. Interesting. I think that's the new version of it. Integration with Gala's blockchain. I like that. They're switching to Gala. There's going to be social functions, NFTs, level ups. That's cool. It's a sync. Decorations, microtransactions, persistent towns. I like that a lot. I've been really asking for persistent towns for a long time, because I don't feel like playing on a tournament and then getting my town wiped. Sometimes you feel like just having a town. A visual update, expanded competitions. I like that. At Gala, we see the town node operators at the center of the ecosystem. They have exciting plans to put Townstar node operators in the driver's seat for guild growth, interesting, and expansion. And while we're not ready to share them just yet, in the future, town node operators will both have extreme is a big word, utility in the Townstar ecosystem and be tradable as NFTs. Okay. And this guy has it over here. On January 9th, 2023, they announced town is going to become Gala. Oh, wow. It's 1.25 town equals 1 Gala. I think when they initially did that, it was 2 town equals 1 Gala. That's actually like that's kind of absurd, isn't it? What is... Okay, hold on. I know we don't talk about tokens here. I know Gala doesn't like talking about tokens. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm curious. What's town worth? So town is... Oh my god! That makes sense, actually. I'm not going to lie. That makes a lot of sense. Sheesh! Thing is mooning. The counseling in town... Yeah, I should have bought this. Jesus. I wonder if I could still buy this. That's crazy. That's a good ratio, man. That's why you read the paper ASAP. Yeah, that was town shot up. Amazing arbitrage. Dude, yeah, that's like a killer arbitrage opportunity. Jesus. Probably still is. God damn. That's nice. Yeah, congrats if anybody got into that. 1.25. How come they decided to put 1.25 town as 1 Gala? That's really interesting. Wonder why they did that. Still decent value. Yeah, no, that looks like decent value. I guess like if the price of it goes down, right, and then you get screwed over, but it'd be the same as buying Gala at that point, right? Bots kept trying to keep it 2-to-1. Oh, wow. That makes sense. Yeah. 2-to-1, so they were just selling off like crazy. You just bought from a bunch of bots. Like you just single-handedly just saved town over there. That's crazy. Wow. I wonder if they're going to do that for some of their other titles that they're also switching over to just Gala-centric. Maybe they're going to do that there too. So that's always something you could look. Over a Millie Town, dude, that's awesome. Fuck yeah. Congratulations on that one. Maybe I'll go ahead and grab some, but I think we're going to end it here. I think we're big vibes. I think we're all happy with where Gala's going. I have a lot to do. It's 1 in the morning. This is the Classie's Cryptosphere. We have 54 beautiful people on this live stream. All of them interested in the future for Gala games. And to be quite frank with you, I'm also pretty uber excited for Gala games. I'm like a big purporter of it. Pretty PogChamp stuff. And so we're going to have more content. I'm planning on having an editor. We're actually having a desk. I'm actually going to show you guys. Screw it. I'm going to show you guys a little bit. So we're going to have this over here. This corner will now be the dedicated Classy corner. Oh my God, this thing's falling. I'm like breaking this camera right now. But this is going to be the dedicated Classy corner. This is going to be changing very, very soon. And this was actually something that we had to throw away some stuff to make some room for it. But I think it's going to be super exciting. I'm actually breaking this camera right now. This is wonderful. I love it. I love it. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning into the live stream. We're actually going to end it here. I don't want to keep this AMA recap too long, but it was definitely a pleasure, even if I'm sideways here, to go ahead and talk with you guys. But as always, gentlemen, smash that like button. Classy Crypto Gaming headed to the goddamn top with Gala Games. And as always, gentlemen, stay safe, stay classy, and this is breaking as we speak. And that's all. See you guys